Hi, it's time for another lesson from Sew New York. I'm Laura McCracken, and today I'm going to teach you how to hem a pair of jeans. Alright, let's go. Now, if you want to hem jeans, what you want to do, you want to turn the fabric to the outside, the extra fabric, as though you were making a cuff. You could turn it to the inside, but it's much easier. I'll show you. You can turn it this way. But it's going to be much easier when you're working with this if you turn it outside like you were making a cuff. So we're going to hem it like this. You only need to do one pant leg, and then you're going to transfer the measurements to the other leg. It's more accurate because pants are all cut the same in both legs. So you want to turn it, and you want to get the length, the fold of the cuff, where you'd like it to be, and you might want to check it in the mirror. Now, these are straight leg pants. Straight leg pants, it can also be shorter at the ankle. Some people like them shorter, and some people like straight leg pants quite long. But anyway, if we like the hem there, at this point now, you're going to pin the one leg, and you want to put your pins in perpendicular to the fold. And you're going to pin the leg all the way around. Okay, so now if that's how you think you like your leg, if you like it that length with the shoe, you also want to wear the appropriate shoe that you're going to wear with your pants. Okay, so now we have this pinned, and the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to take it from, you're going to take your pants off, and then we're going to cut them on the table, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So the next step is to cut off the excess fabric from the jeans, so then to get them ready so that we can sew them on the machine. So you're going to need a pair of scissors, you're going to need a 6-inch sewing gauge with a 6-inch ruler, and either a chalk pencil or a square piece of hard tailor's chalk. I'm going to use the chalk pencil. Alright, now we're going to measure the pants where you've pinned them up. You've got your hem all ready. This bottom edge is going to be the new hem. So you want to measure from the bottom, the new hem, up to the top of the old hem, or the top of the cuff as it looks like, and you're going to take a measurement from there to there, and the sewing gauge moves, so you just want to slide it into place. And this tells us that I have 1 inch and 7/8 of fabric. Now I have to prepare the hem. I know that for this kind of a hem that I'm going to teach you, this is a 1/2 inch hem. So you're going to need a whole inch. You're going to need a 1/2 inch to turn in. You press it, and then we turn it once more, and then you stitch around the edge as it's done here. So now we have the measurement of 1 7/8. So now I'm going to slide the rule to 1 inch. I'm going to lay the ruler down, and I can see that's 1 inch is about there. So now we're going to score and mark the bottom of the pant all the way around. You can flip the ruler around if you want to and have this little movable gauge just sort of sit by the bottom of the hem. And you're going to use your chalk, and you're going to mark it at 1 inch. And the excess fabric, which is anything beyond this mark, from here to here, we're going to cut off. So what you're going to do now, you're going to go all the way around, and you're going to mark it all the way around. I'm going to mark to the edge, but you guys go ahead and mark all the way around. Okay, we'll turn them over, and let's mark this side 1 inch all the way around. And now what you do to this pant leg, you're going to just transfer, and you're going to take off 1 inch. Oh, actually, it's not 1 inch. You're going to measure. I'll show you 1 second. Hang on. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to transfer the same measurement over to that leg, but it's much easier because now what you're going to cut off is only this much. It's 3/4 of an inch. It's about 3/4 of an inch. So on the other pant leg, you're going to measure that 3/4 of an inch and cut that off. So let's cut this apart. So take out your pins, and you're going to follow your chalk line. It might be hard to see, but there's a nice blue chalk line. It's right about there. Maybe I can zoom in for you. See my chalk line right there? We're going to cut that all the way around. And from that chalk line to here is 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so you're going to cut it all the way around, cut off your excess fabric, whatever your measurement is, because don't forget, yours might be different than mine. Okay, sew the hem on both legs of your jeans. You're going to need to have some nice thread. Sometimes it's nice to use a contrast color on jeans, like you see a lot of times orange. I'm going to use orange thread, or you could use any color you like, a matching thread. If the jeans are blue, use blue thread. I'm using a lightweight dressmaker thread. Oftentimes on jeans you'll see them use a little bit heavier weight, so there's a heavyweight dressmaker thread and there's also lightweight dressmaker thread. I'm using the lightweight because that's all I have, and it'll work fine. You'll still see the nice orange trim. Alright, and you want to also have a pair of snips. These come in really handy at the machine to cut your threads when you're done. Okay, now here's that 3/8 of an inch that we pressed. Alright, now you're going to roll it like so, and you want to find a spot on the foot of your machine, on the foot here, where a guide, so you can guide yourself to sew along this edge right here. Okay, so find that guide for yourself on this machine, on this foot. I use this outer edge. So let me just bring a pin right here, I'll show you. I use the outer edge, the inner edge of this foot to follow along the outer edge, or the fold that we created by folding the pant leg from the 3/8. You fold it once and you have this nice folded edge, and that's the edge you're going to sew on. Now you don't need to back tack when you do a hem like this because it's a circle. You're going to start, you're going to go all the way around, and when you get back to where you started, you go over your stitches for a good inch, and the stitches are interlocked together. Okay, so now we're going to begin, and we're going to go all the way around. Take your time, and you can just turn them as you go. And when you come to a seam, try to keep the seam open. I did press it open, but it must have curled back. Okay, so it's open. It's going to be flatter and easier to sew with. Older machines are going to go over jeans much easier than your new plastic constructed machines. Older machines are actually a lot better. They're all made of steel. They last forever. Okay, so we're going all the way around. And then a lot of jeans too, the seam, one of the seams in the leg is not open, so you have to go over it. It's quite thick. Just take your time. See, a plastic machine would not have done that. Okay, we're almost there. So here's where we started, and now we're just going to go right over, if you can see that, we're going to go right over these stitches. Right where they meet up. And you want to try to really get your needle to go right up directly over that last stitch line, so everything is encased inside. Okay, we're done. And now you can take your snips and cut off all your threads. And let me just show you a close-up of what your jeans will look like. There's your hem.